The drone closes in through the brush and reaches his position. A drone flies low along a rural road, scanning the adjacent tree line. Two occupying soldiers become visible near the roadside. As the drone adjusts its path and begins to descend, both react and attempt to run. One manages to gain distance and moves out of frame. The second stumbles near the edge of the trees and falls to the ground. The drone closes in through the brush and reaches his position. A drone flies over uneven open ground near a rural dirt road. The terrain is bare and undefined, with low hills and patches of rough soil. There is little cover in any direction. Ahead on the road, a lone occupying soldier becomes visible. He moves along the edge of the track, exposed against the muted landscape. The drone adjusts its alignment and begins a steady descent. Within seconds, it reaches his position. A drone patrols above a heavily damaged village, moving between shattered houses and debris-covered streets. Roofless buildings and broken walls frame the empty roads below. Amid the ruins, an occupying soldier becomes visible, walking along an exposed section of ground. The drone adjusts its trajectory and begins a controlled descent from behind. The approach remains steady as it closes the distance through the open corridor between structures. Within seconds, contact occurs from the rear. At approximately the 1-minute mark, the perspective shifts to a second drone flying at higher altitude. From this elevated view, the first kamikaze drone can be seen completing its descent toward the same position. A large detonation follows, sending smoke upward above the ruined buildings. The street grows still as the aerial camera holds its frame. A drone enters a tree line and spots a camouflaged Neva hidden in a dugout trench beneath netting. The vehicle is partially concealed among branches and brush. The drone adjusts its line and descends directly toward the position. Within seconds, contact occurs. From a second aerial view, the vehicle is seen burning as smoke rises above the trees. A drone flies low along a winding trench line. Inside the trench, two occupying soldiers are visible. One stands near the curve, while the other lies on the ground. The drone adjusts its path and descends into the narrow corridor. Within seconds, it reaches the soldier on the ground. Contact follows, and movement in that section of the trench stops. Two occupying soldiers walk along a rural road bordered by open ground. The camera follows from behind as a drone approaches at low altitude. Both figures move in the same direction, unaware of the closing distance. The drone aligns with the soldier walking at the rear and begins a steady descent. Within seconds, contact occurs from behind. Smoke rises along the roadside and the forward movement stops. The remaining figure moves out of frame as the scene holds briefly on the empty stretch of road. The sequence opens with body camera footage from an occupying soldier riding a quad along a rural path. The vehicle moves over uneven ground at steady speed. Moments later, contact occurs, and the rider falls as the camera captures the impact from close range. The view then switches to the kamikaze drone, showing its approach toward the quad before impact. In the final seconds, the perspective briefly returns to the body camera, revealing the damaged vehicle. A drone patrols above open ground, scanning a dense brush line. Movement becomes visible inside the bushes. An occupying soldier is partially concealed among the branches. The drone adjusts its alignment and begins a steady descent from behind. Within seconds, it reaches the position inside the brush. Contact follows, and the movement in the bushes stops as the patrol continues overhead. This segment presents a compilation of drone engagements against infantry and light vehicles across active sectors. The footage shifts between open fields, damaged villages, trench lines, and narrow rural roads. From above, Small groups move cautiously through exposed terrain, often using minimal cover along tree lines and ditches. Drones patrol steadily, maintaining altitude before narrowing focus on detected movement. Once alignment is confirmed, descent begins. Some approaches are rapid and direct, while others involve brief maneuvering around vegetation or structures. Light vehicles appear along approach routes, moving quickly across dirt roads or between damaged buildings. The aerial view reveals their paths clearly against the landscape. After each engagement, visible activity slows or stops, and smoke rises over fields and streets. Throughout the sequence, the pattern remains consistent: patrol, detection, descent, contact, stillness. The camera lingers briefly over each site before shifting to the next sector, capturing the scale and continuity of drone operations along the front line. This segment examines reports concerning an explosion at the dam of the Khrushchev Pond, located west of Kostiantynivka in the Donetsk region. Polish war correspondent Mateusz Lakowski stated that Russian forces allegedly used guided aerial bombs to destroy the dam, causing flooding in parts of the western private residential sector of the city. According to his account, the released water flowed into the Lozova River, which then feeds into the Kryvyi Torets River. The Kryvyi Torets effectively divides Kostiantynivka into two sections, creating a natural defensive line across the city. The reported consequence of the breach was the complication of logistics for Ukrainian units holding positions on the right bank, particularly in the southwestern portion of the city. Lakowski indicated that the information was provided directly by Ukrainian soldiers on the ground. However, questions remain regarding the exact circumstances of the explosion. No confirmed video of the moment of detonation has been publicly verified.
Subscribe to the channel and leave a like.